everybody, welcome back. Never mind, you know what? This video doesn't need to be done. I don't need to get into this. I don't want to get into this. It's fine. We all know better. Never mind. I take it back. I'm sorry. Carry on with your day. Seriously? All right, you know what? Roll the intro.
Every year a black girl wins, we go through this shit. Every year. Because y'all just can't get it through your heads that it is possible that a judge can see that a girl is better than another girl. But if she's black, no, there's no way she's better. There's no way she was a better walker. No way she was a better talker. No way her gown was better. Just no way. And it's because you're biased and it's because you're racist.
Hello, all you fabulous people. Welcome back to court. I missed you. I did not really want to address this topic. I was going back and forth on it and I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to keep talking about it. I don't want to have to deal with it. It's fine. We all know better. But for some reason, this situation, this topic seems to follow me around. And I just can't put my finger on why. Yes, today I'm going to be talking about racism in the pageant world. Wasn't my idea. I was not gonna say anything until last night I posted a video about Miss USA and why I thought maybe she didn't make it into top 5 and top 3. Very simple situation. And within the first hour of me posting that video, I got this comment. Put it up on the screen. Are you guys seeing that? Are you? Let me move. Just over here. Are you seeing this over here? This mess? Woo, you guys. Yes, it triggered me. It triggered me. This comment reads,
"Why do we always have a black Miss USA now? It's so annoying. It's sad. They're lovely, but they just not good enough. They never make it far, so clearly it's not working."
So first off, they're saying I'm getting tired of the Miss USA organization continuously picking black women because they never make it to the question and answer round. Sweetheart, we have a black Miss Universe. So don't sit up there like black women can't achieve greatness or get the title when all the titles right now are held by black women. That you're just not a true pageant fan if that's what you're like. What are you saying? Second, I feel the chills in my bones, in my body. It is really hard being a black person, knowing all this stuff is here, but nobody else can see it. I feel like I'm Alice in Wonderland and I'm telling everybody Wonderland exists. It's real and they think I'm crazy. So I'm really happy that I finally have tangible proof that stuff like this does happen to black women. And I'm sorry, some of the things I'm about to say is going to correlate strongly with the video I just did about Zosie, which was actually filmed before this video, because that was me trying to like not really dive deep into the racism issue because I don't want to deal with it all the time. I just want to be a normal girl. But then I get stuff like this. So let's just deal with this. So they're saying, oh, it's annoying that Miss USA continuously chooses black women. Sis, when was Miss USA consistently choosing black women? Miss USA has been in operation since 1952. Okay, and for a lot of those years, it wasn't even legal for black women to participate in pageants. We were legally written off of the pageant scene. We weren't allowed to step on stage. They were active before the civil rights movement. Okay, since 1952, I think that's what, like 68 years up until today, there have only been 8 African American and or mixed black women winners of Miss USA. There's only ever been 8. 9 if you want to count Nana Merriweather. I wasn't counting her in that because they actually didn't crown her. She was given the crown after Olivia Cupo had to abdicate that crown in order to rule as Miss Universe. women in 62 years, and you're already annoyed with black women getting the crown. This is what really irritates my soul. Miss USA can crown 10 years worth of white blonde women and nobody says a thing. We have literally had back-to-back winners that look identical to each other, and nobody bats an eye at all. Nobody is up in arms. Nobody thinks it's abnormal whatsoever. But when black women finally start being treated as equals and judged fairly and not being demeaned or docked because of their ethnicity or skin tone, once black women are finally able to play the game, people are mad. This is how you know racism still exists in our everyday lives, but also in the pageant community. And I wasn't really trying to like dig into a community that I really love, but yeah, I acknowledge that racism is very predominant in the pageant world. I realize, you guys may not realize, but especially in the United States, I'm honest on here, so I'm going to be totally honest. You're not gonna hold back, Davana. I do not believe that Miss USA and the states, doing the state competitions to send girls to Miss USA were judging black women fairly up until 5 years ago. About 5 years ago, because it was accepted within the black community that there was like a quota system, and this is mentioned in my Zosie video, that they only really crown black women maybe every 5 or 6 years in order to perpetuate that illusion of diversity. But other than that, they weren't really attempting to crown black women. And what I'm saying is, no matter how good black women were, no matter how wonderful they were, no matter how wonderful they presented on stage, no matter how well they spoke, people would overlook them and not want to crown them simply because they were black, or we already had a black girl, so we should crown somebody else. Like Filipinos, because I know there's a lot of Filipinos who watch the videos. Filipinos, could you imagine your country putting out the most perfect Miss Universe contestant ever to walk this planet? Like, her walk is perfect, her question and answer is outstanding, she's drop dead gorgeous, and then she kills the Miss Universe competition. She slays across the board, she destroys the other girls, right? She clearly won. But then the Miss Universe judges look at her and say, you know what? You guys had Pia, you had Catriona, we've had too many Filipino queens, so we're gonna give the crown to Poland this year. Even though you guys know you deserved it and you know you earned it. Would you guys stand for that? Filipinos would burn this Miss Universe organization to the ground if that ever happened. But that has definitely happened to black women. And what this comment is saying is that they're basically advocating for that to continuously happen to black women, meaning even though there's only ever been 8 black women crowned in the last 60+ years, there's already been too many black women. So no matter how good the next season of Miss USA is, no black woman should have a chance. No black woman should be crowned at all, no matter how good she is, because we already had a black woman, so we gotta give it to somebody else. No matter if she deserves it, no matter if she's the winner, no matter if she's perfect, no matter if the other contestants trip and fall off the stage, completely bomb their answers, and show up on stage in pajamas, we still should not give the crown to another African descended woman, simply because there's already been too many, and people are annoyed by black women, and we're just not deserving enough to be treated as equal. Are you serious? It's not just this person. When I saw this comment at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I knew I was gonna have to do this video because it was really rattling my nerves at 4 a.m., I went through the Miss Universe videos on YouTube and the Miss Universe hashtag on Instagram, and I pulled out, because it's very easy to do, it took me all of 10 minutes to find all of these comments of people demeaning and putting down black women, putting down their looks, putting down their achievements, saying, oh, they're just trying to placate the black community by crowning black girls, as if these women didn't deserve it at all. Every time a black woman is crowned, it's never because she's really good and deserves it. It's never because she's beautiful. It's never because, wow, she's so well spoken, she's wonderful, and she's gonna be a great representative. The comments that I always see are, oh, well, they're crowning her because they need to crown a black woman. They're crowning her because they want to show that they're diverse, not necessarily because she deserved it. She's basically being crowned for tokenism's sake. She's just the token girl. Like, they just need to throw some color on that winner's board, so that's why she got crowned. You don't hear that said about anybody else. No one else. When Olivia Jordan was crowned, nobody was like, well, we just needed a blonde, so that, I mean, they're just kind of giving her the crown. Like, nobody says that. No one. Even when Latinos are crowned, it's not, oh, well, they're just trying to befriend the Latin American community. No, I've looked, those comments don't exist. But every time a black woman is crowned, it has to be for some other reason other than she won and she deserved it. So yes, I went through social media, different platforms, and pulled these comments. And I was gonna get more. But then I started to get mad. I got mad. It's like, I started to get angry. I'm going through these comments and people are talking about her hair so short, or I don't know, like for both the current Miss Universe, Zoe, and for the current Miss USA, people were putting them both down. Both of them. Zoe's too dark, her hair is ugly, her hair is too short. This is why I don't like discussing this topic, because I have to live this topic. You guys don't see it, but I have to live this every day. Girls like me have to see this every day, and then they wonder why black women are so defensive and we're so tough. It's because we have to be. Could you imagine getting texts like this, getting messages like this every day of your life? And it's not just over the internet. Like, you get this stuff in person. You get these people who don't feel like you deserve praise, that you don't deserve your achievements, that you don't deserve recognition. We live through that every day. And then we have the people around us who tell us crazy as if it doesn't exist, which I have gotten before. Like, why are you even talking about it? I didn't want to talk about it. But when I get comments like this, it would be irresponsible of me as a so-called sovereign and an outspoken woman, a woman who lives her life the way she wants to be, no matter what people say about it. How can you say I'm that type of woman and then I let stuff like this slide? I can't. This is so wrong. I don't care if a black woman wins Miss USA for the next 10 years. I don't care if a Miss Philippines wins Miss Universe for the next 20 years. I don't care. As long as the woman who gets crowned is the most deserving woman on that stage, as long as she earned it and she rightfully beat everybody else on that stage, I say give her the crown. And if you are continuously getting beat by black women, then get better. If you're continuously getting, the rest of you countries out there, some of y'all like to complain because the Philippines is so good, Brazil, Argentina, USA, Canada. If y'all are tired of getting beat by the Philippines, get better. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, well, the Philippines didn't deserve it. I'm not that biased. I love my country. I love the women who represent my country. But sis, it's a competition. Learn how to take a loss and stop taking the wins from the people who earn them away from them. The Philippines are great. They're great. I wish the United States was as consistent as the Philippines. I wish the United States was as consistent as Venezuela and Colombia, but the Philippines is phenomenal. If you guys want to knock them off their pedestal, do so, but do it in the right way. Don't say the Philippines is winning because we just like Asians or we just like Filipino looking women. No, they're good. Black women are winning now because they're finally not being judged unfairly. They are finally having those barriers taken away from them. Black women were always good enough to compete in Miss USA. They were just barred from competition. And then they were barred by racism. And now what you see when we're finally seeing black women crowned is because that racism is finally being pulled away. Don't advocate for it to be put back in place. Like I said before, nobody complained when we had back-to-back white women. For years, no one had anything to do. So look at yourself and think, if you didn't speak up when white women were consistently being crowned, but you suddenly have a problem if black women are being crowned. That's racist. If you see no problem with 5 white women winning in a row, but you have a problem with 5 black women winning in a row, that's racist. This is not just something that I see in the pageant community. Even people who work in Los Angeles as extras. It is very difficult for black women to get work as an extra, as an actress, as a model, because agencies and movie sets and directors and casting agents, for whatever reason, all have this sort of idea of a quota in their mind. So if I were to go to right now and submit myself, it's very likely that they're only going to allow 2 to 3 black women into a cast full of 20 or 30. Even if it's like a high school background scene, it's very unlikely that I'm going to make it. It's very unlikely that I make it onto a lot of sets simply because I'm black, and they feel like, well, all they have to do is hire 1 black person to kind of keep it diverse, add a little bit of color, but we can't have too many. Same thing with black models. They're not being chosen simply because they're beautiful and they walk well. They have to kind of compete with a quota system to even get on a fashion stage, because designers feel like, well, we have to have at least 1 or 2 black models in order to appease the public, but not too many, not too many. These are the types of barriers that Zosie is talking about, and talking about standing against that. This kind of stuff impacts my everyday life. I'm a member of, just so you guys know, but I hardly submit myself because it is so difficult. Meanwhile, my white male friends who I meet up with, they are booked every weekend. Every weekend. I wonder why. I really do encourage those of you who are here to look within yourself and make sure you are not perpetuating these type of stereotypes or looking down on people for ridiculous things. And it doesn't just go for black women. I'm talking like dark-skinned people in general, because I know a lot of dark-skinned Indian people have issues in their country because they are deemed as less beautiful. Indian people want Indian women to be incredibly light, and it's basically the same thing that black women have to go through, and it's just ridiculous. If you don't believe me, there's plenty of videos on YouTube, and I mean, even in the pageant world, have we ever seen a dark-skinned Miss India? There's a reason for that. I don't just keep an eye out for my culture, I keep an eye out for everybody's culture. I know that there are like bleaching issues in Asian communities. I know it happens in Vietnam and India. I know that they have color, you know, it's not racist, it's colorism. That's the word I'm looking for. They have colorism issues that are perpetuated. So our current queen, Zosie, does not just stand for black women. She stands for all dark-skinned women, women who are told they're not pretty enough, they're too dark, all that. Zosie's for all of you, not just black women. Yes, we rejoice and we're happy, but she's for you too, okay? We will share, we can share. Imagine how the girls like me, I always use myself as a subject, but if I wasn't as confident and strong, imagine how women who aren't as confident as me must feel going through this every day, because comments like this is not a one-off. Black women have these comments towards them every day, from their employers, from their own families, from their friends, from their schools. We get this. So imagine how those women must feel having to deal with this constantly, and how it must take a huge drain on their confidence and self-worth. That's why having a queen like Zosie is so important, to really help these women and show them that, baby, you are good enough. And also, for those of you who haven't figured it out yet, that's the reason that my name on YouTube is The Sovereign. It's not just because, well, she just thinks she's better than everybody else. No, I decided on The Sovereign because, one, it does match with my pageant theme. I chose The Sovereign because in my world, in my life, I'm the queen. And nobody's word matters other than mine. I make the rules, I make the decisions, and the only person's thought that matters is me. Yes, I have advisors like you guys, and my mom, and my brothers, and my family, and people I love, but ultimately the decision is mine on how I want to live and how I want to do things. And realizing that was the biggest thing ever. It helps me so much, being like, you know what? I am the boss. I am the queen. I can do what I want. I can feel and talk and say what I think and wear what I feel like wearing. That's what being the sovereign means, is just living your life the way you decide and not caring what anybody else has to say about it. I do not care if people don't like my outfit. I do not care if you think I'm ugly. I do not care if you don't like me. People have told me that already. Do you see me leaving YouTube? No. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care. And I don't want you guys to care either. No one should be preventing you from living the way you want to live. That's why I don't just say, oh, welcome back to my channel. This is my court. If you don't know history, I'm a history nerd, which is why a lot of the terms and words that I use on my channel are like historic words. When I refer to you guys as my court, a royal court is a house full of noble people and or kings and queens who have been invited to sit and gather with other royals and rulers and monarchs. I call you guys a court because I consider you guys noble. I consider you guys kings and queens. I consider you guys sovereign as well. That's what I've been saying with my name and my channel. I'm encouraging you to be sovereign in your life. Yes, sis, you are a sovereign too. In your world, you make the rules. If you want to wear a bumblebee costume every day, you can. If you want to go outside and dance at the park, you can. If you want to wear the kookiest outfit or cut your hair or dye your hair, you want to become an astronaut or, I don't know, a circus ballerina, you can. And it doesn't matter what other people have to say. It doesn't matter. Don't let them prevent you from being happy, okay? So welcome to your coronation day. If you didn't know, you're all sovereigns. And I am encouraging you all to just do what you want and live life the way you want to live life, and don't let people drag you down. And also, as sovereign, you do have responsibility. You have to make sure that not only do you stand up for yourself, but you stand up for others, because not everybody has reached the point that I have or that you have. I'm using my platform to set an example, just like Miss Universe does. I do it here on YouTube, and I encourage you to do it well. So be sovereign, but show other people how to be sovereign too. Stick up for them, set a good example for them, be a kind person. You do not need a crown. You do not need a title to pursue your dreams, to get where you want to go, to have your goals. You don't need any of that. I gave myself a crown, okay? I gave myself a title, okay? And to a certain extent, I'm a little bit better off than actually joining a pageant, because Miss Universe and Miss USA cannot consider themselves sovereign because an organization gives them their title, and eventually they can have it taken back. They do have it taken back. The crowns from Miss Universe and Miss USA can be stripped. Mine cannot. No matter what I say, or how I dress, or what I do, or how wacky I may act, you can't take my title. You can't take my crown. That's what it means to be sovereign. The only person that matters, the only words that matter are mine and yours. So do what you do, boo. Be happy, rule your life with an iron fist. And I didn't mean this video to be so long, but I just really needed to address this because the comment, I don't think really meant to be insulting. I honestly don't think the comment meant to be racist, but it is. And the person that posted it didn't even realize. So I'm not dragging them because it's their opinion, but I'm letting them know, like, you are perpetuating something incredibly hurtful and dangerous. And you need to rethink the way you see things. I'm trying to get out of the shadow. I see this shadow is creeping up on me. But yes, this topic disturbed me so much that I was fidgety and twitchy, and I felt adrenaline going through me. Like, it irritated me so much that I had to get out of bed, get dressed, and go to the gym. I just got back from the gym, spent like 2 hours there, so got my 90s babe shirt on, trying to get my abs back for summer. Let's see, body check. Yeah, I'm still pretty chunky. I'm pretty sure if I posted a picture right now, you guys would call me fat, but I don't care. You know I don't care. I don't care. Note, I just want to encourage people to ditch negative stereotypes, encourage the people in your life, your mother, your children, your spouse, your sister, your friends, set a positive example, rule your life like a sovereign, because you are. And if you ever lose confidence, if you ever just feel down on yourself, come to my channel and watch me do stupid stuff and not care what anybody has to say about it, okay? I welcome you. We're all friends here because we are all sovereign here. Thanks for being here and sitting through this video and being brave enough to click on that title. If you are not a member of my court, hit the subscribe button and join the family. Everybody here is very confident, fabulous, and wonderful, and we are more than happy to help you on your journey. Of course, I want to go out with a bang for this video. I feel like we all need our spirits lifted, so let's have a sovereign dance party, meaning I don't care where you are right now. I don't care what you're doing right now. I don't care if you're at school or you're at work or you're on the bus or you're in your car. I don't care. Everybody get up and dance with me. We're gonna have a dance party right now together all around the world because we can. And we don't care what people think about us. Hit the music.
I tell her bring it back like she loves some. Bring it back like she loves some.